Hi everyone, it's Sloan Rhodes with your spiritual guidance for the week of February 4th, 2018. This is for all astrological signs, and today I'm going to be drawing one card from the Mermaids and Dolphins deck as the overarching theme because it's really warm here in Santa Barbara and it felt like I want to go play with the mermaids and dolphins in the ocean. And then three cards from the numerology deck, one card in the position of what our ego may try to distract us with based on the overarching theme, one card in the position of what our heart is asking that we explore further, and one card in the position of what we can look forward to or expect regardless. This is for all astrological signs, meaning that if you are an Aries, an Aquarius, or a Pisces, or any sign of the zodiac, we're looking at the general energetic wind that's coming through for the week. It's like a weather report, and we all experience the weather differently, but it's the same weather. So if you kind of think of it like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. A new dawn. Wow, I've never got this card before. The worst is now behind you. Nice. And positive new experiences are on the horizon. That's wild. I don't even recall ever seeing this card before, and I've used this deck multiple times. Wow. Well, that is a beautiful message. I know it's been a very tough time for many of us, and remember that, it sounds trite, but, after the darkness comes a new dawn, a new day, and this is the message of the card. So even though it's a platitude that we can, we hear and we even trot out sometimes for when someone's going through something troubling or dark, there's truth in it. And here we have a powerful message that there is new light coming in, which is really beautiful. The worst is now behind you, and positive new experiences are on the horizon. It's been a tough time of transformation for many people, a lot of energy, pushing things to the surface, if you want to look at it like that, in order to release, heal, acknowledge, transform. And with that hard work that everyone's been doing, whether it be consciously or unconsciously, there is a shift that is occurring into something that feels lighter, more expansive, more expressive of your emotions and essence of who you are now, as opposed to who you were before this transformation that you've been undergoing for a while now. We all have. But let's go ahead and get additional cards. So our ego may try to distract us with what? Let's pull the cards and see. Okay. Our ego may try to distract us with communication. Our heart is asking that we explore further personal growth. And what we can look forward to, regardless, is rebirth. I mean, a new dawn, rebirth, very beautiful energy coming in. Oh, what a relief for many of you, many of us. Okay, so our ego may try to distract us with the communication. So a new dawn. The worst is now behind you, and positive new experiences are on the horizon. And then our ego may try to distract us with communication. Now, remember that our ego is not bad. Our ego is a part of ourselves that is let's say, a denser energy or a heavier energy. And it likes to keep us in the familiar. So it may be that our ego may try to distract us with this idea of communication, in that communication is not coming in fast enough. Right? We feel the energy. We've being given the message, there's a rebirth occurring, there's new energy, a new dawn, and then the ego may try to distract us with, yeah, but where's the communication? I don't see it yet. People aren't communicating to me in the way that I want to be communicated with, or I'm not yet able to find the words to express the changes that are occurring within me. And then you go down this big cycle of an older pattern and way of communicating that felt familiar to the ego, which was fear and worry, like getting your point across, making things happen. This kind of energy. I'm really drawn to the gold color, representing the more divine masculine characteristics. Divine masculine, beautiful energy of taking energy and pushing it out into the world and getting things done, having an agenda and accomplishing goals. And so the ego may try to distract us with that we have to continue to talk in that way, talk over people or make our point known. And that's an energy that's truly rooted in fear and anxiety that we don't already have what we want, that we won't get it unless we force it into manifestation. And that kind of force is no longer necessary, especially with the changes that you've been undergoing as the planet also continues its ascension. Our planetary frequency is rising, and with the planetary frequency rising, we as a species, all beings on the planet, are also having to raise their own frequency in order to sustain life as we evolve spiritually on the planet. So our heart is saying, look, you may not be seeing the evidence yet in the communication, or you may be communicating in a way that feels different, and because you're communicating differently, others aren't yet adjusted to the new way that you're communicating, or others are communicating differently with you, and you're still trying to wait, I used to see them in this other way. In the past, they always had an agenda when they communicated, and perhaps, like yourself, they are also undergoing their own awakening, ascension, evolution, and they are trying to communicate differently, but you can't yet see them in that way yet because you're still seeing them based on your old experiences. So be open as you can. The heart is saying, look, personal growth, yes. For you, yes. It does take a little time. 7's denoting for me a slower moving energy in terms of your development, or even someone else's. And the heart is saying everyone's undergoing some level of personal growth, even if it doesn't look like it to your ego. And it may not be happening as fast as your own personal growth. Everyone has their own timeline. So your heart is saying be open, be allowing, and know that it's a personal growth for each and every person. It's really not your business whether or not they are growing as quickly as you or as quickly as your ego would like them to. Your attention and focus is on self, on your own journey, your own way of being. And so be as open as you can, be as communicative as you can with yourself and with others in a way that's more gentle, more allowing of changes that may be occurring within each and every individual. Because there's this huge rebirth. No matter whether you explore these energies, more of the ego energy, or whether you explore it more with the heart energy, either way, there's a rebirth occurring. So it'll be smoother and easier if you can get into the flow as opposed to trying to fight the flow. So that's really, really nice to see. I mean, it couldn't be more clear. A new dawn, rebirth. Again, it may take a little bit of time. I'm drawn to, 1 + 6 = 7 here. It's not an overnight shift. It's coming. We're in the midst of it. The energies that we've been working with will still be around. It's not like they just shut off and then suddenly everything's, we don't go immediately from darkness to light usually. It can happen, of course, but this is a general reading, so tune into your own frequency and give yourself the loving allowance to let things evolve in a way that's true for you, as well as that's true for other people. Don't try to make everyone get on board with what's happening for you, or try to force others to be faster than they are, and allow others their own way of communicating. You don't have to go back into old patterns. You can take a beat, you can take a breath and say, all right, they are communicating with me in a way that normally would, I would get, all fired up with it. But now I'm taking a breath. I'm recognizing that I'm in a different place. I don't have to react to it. I can respond in a way that feels more grounded with who I am through the personal growth that I've been doing, as opposed to reacting based on older patterns. So there is a shift that's occurring, and there's a continuum on this. So be gentle, be allowing, very flexible as best you can. But either way, the new dawn, rebirth, yay! You've been doing some very, very difficult, hard work, and so give yourself credit. Regardless of whether you are male or female, praise the hard work that you've been doing, because we're moving more into a a celebration, let's say, of more of the divine feminine energies that we all hold within, regardless of gender, or however you identify your gender. So celebrate this, because the divine feminine energy, that divine feminine, she grows and expands and luxuriates with the praise. And since we all have these energies, it's important to continue to nurture her, nurture the divine feminine within each and every one of us. And one of the ways to do that is to give praise to ourselves. So praise yourself. You're doing beautifully. I will see you on the next video, or at your private appointment, or over on the podcast, or possibly on the courses that I'm working on regarding reading tarot and oracle cards that I should be releasing at the end of February. All right, much love.